Bonjour tout le monde. Je suis Nancy Cloutier, un membre de votre board of director. I'm Nancy, member of the board of directors. Here's your announcement for this week. The board is pleased to inform congregant of Ottawa City Council that it's meeting this past Wednesday on September 4th. They gave approval for the zoning and other change required for our campus redevelopment and the creation of Daja Way. This was the final level of approval needed to move forward with the important project. A year of further planning now begins, which will be conducted in consultation with and input from all of our campus, aiming at the construction beginning roughly a year from now. For more information, please visit the Affordable Housing page on our website, which is under the What's Happening tab. The FirstU board would like to thank all of who helped move us to this step of living into our values and mission. Be sure to check out the wonderful plants that we have all around the church here. They are for sale after the service, and join us for our barbecue. September focus for the Environmental Action Group is on the Climate March. That would be Saturday, September 21st. As usual, Mike is instrumental in this planning. The Climate Action page from the EUU or the congregation website to sign up. Go to Get Connected and then Climate Action. You will find information, petition, action to take, and find out where and why to join the march. And find a reason for hope. The September good news items. The Environmental Action Group gives a shout out to everyone who donated a flexible coffee bag recycling project and the pill bottle collection. But remember, the pill bottles have to be clean, and it requires 10 cents per bottle for mailing. Thank you for participation and assistance. And here is Catherine Pope.
Good morning. I'm Catherine Pope. I'm taking on the role of Fall Fair Director from Carol Card, who has been in the position since 2019. Thank you. I believe that Carol deserves a huge round of applause for the work she has done over organizing the fair for over the past 5 years. Please give her a hand. I have 3 questions for all of you. The first is, who has come to the Fall Fair in the past? Raise your right hand. Wow, great. Okay, so who has volunteered in the past? Raise your left hand. Oh, yay. And one more question. Who will be attending the Fall Fair on Saturday, November the 16th? Raise both of your hands and give yourself a big applause. All right. The other thing I'd like to do is give a big shout out to the volunteers who are already starting to make this year a success with the Fall Fair. So let's give them a big hand too. So please watch for the information for the Fall Fair where you will find things like volunteering and donation opportunities. And you'll find those in the EUU, the Sunday program, and there'll be posters around the building. Thank you very much. I look forward to seeing you at the Fall Fair.
Good morning. We are going to begin our service with some singing, as usual. Today's sing-along opening song is "O River" by Ma Muse. It has two parts. Today I'll mostly teach you one of them, which Finding My Way, part 1, which we'll see on the slide soon, hopefully. I'll sing it for you once, and then I invite you to join in. So, finding my way, 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 finding my way back home. One more time, it's still me. Finding my way, 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 finding my way back home. And then the second time, the ending's a little different, so I'll go by myself again. Finding my way, 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 finding my way back home. Finding my way, 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 finding my way back home. From the top. Finding my way, 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 finding my way back home. Finding my way, 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 finding my way back home. I'm going to add in the other part, but keep going. Oh, river, I hear you, feel you calling me. Oh, river, who will I be when I reach the sea? One more time. Oh, river, I hear you, feel you calling me. Oh, river, who will I be when I reach the sea? Thank you.
What a wonderful way to start things off. Thank you, Jen. Bonjour tout le monde. Welcome everyone to the First Unitarian Congregation of Ottawa. Whether you are here in Worship Hall doing arts and crafts or sitting quietly by yourself or watching from wherever you are, know that you are welcome. I'm the Reverend Eric Meter, this congregation's lead minister, and this is a special day. We've got barbecues getting warmed up outside, and yeah, the picnic tables are set up in Fellowship Hall. We're also having a water ceremony. This is, I think, the second time we'll be doing that. If you brought some water to share, wonderful. If you didn't, there are pitchers and vials in the back. No one is going to notice if you slip out to fill your little vial to bring forward in a couple minutes. Chris.
Hi, I'm Chris. I'm your worship associate today. We'd like to start with a land acknowledgement. We acknowledge that our FirstU campus is located on traditional, unsurrendered, and unceded Algonquin Anishinaabe territory, and that the work of reconciliation is a responsibility of our congregation and of all Canadians. Our goal is to educate ourselves and all those who have the willingness to understand, to be of service to those who are at risk, and to advocate for justice. I'll point out our lovely welcome sign that the kids and others have been coloring this summer. It's right there. And then let's sing together. We're going to be doing number 1046 in the Teal hymnal. There's a river flowing in my soul. Please rise as you are willing and able, and the lyrics will be on the screen above.
There's a river flowing
seated. We light our chalice flame this morning to these words gently adapted from my colleague, the Reverend Barbara Hamilton Hallway, by our own D. Malima. We gather here blessed with age or blessed with youth or blessed by a mixture of both, temporarily able or physically challenged, families and individuals of all genders, gay, lesbian, straight, queer, or two-spirit, theist, atheist, Christian, Buddhist, Jewish, Muslim, feminist, humanist, and beyond. We gather here as a community of people who are more than any categories. We gather here, each ministering to each other, meeting one another's strength, encouraging wholeness. We give thanks for this extraordinary blessing, the gathering together of separate, unique individuals as a whole, one body, our congregation. Here may our minds stretch, our hearts open, our spirits deepen. Here may we acknowledge our brokenness and be ever stirred by love's infinite possibilities. Our chalice is lit. Come, let us worship together. And as we do so, let's begin with singing our chalice song.
Chalice, chalice, burning bright, come remind us with your light of all we'd like to live each day, with love and truth helping lead the way.
As health challenges continue, please take care and take advantage of online opportunities at FirstU to stay in touch. If you're new to FirstU and would like to learn more about us, you can contact us through our email at welcome@firstunitarianottawa.ca. And if you're right here in Worship Hall with us this morning and would like more info, you can find it at the welcome table at the back of the pews. We encourage everyone to sign up and receive the EUU, our weekly online newsletter. Sign-up information is available on our website under the Communications tab, and you'll find a QR code on the back of your program. You can check our Facebook and Instagram pages and our website for notices and updates. Our calendar continues to be as full as ever, even if some of our activities are online. This morning, each of us is welcome. We of any heritage or faith, whatever our burdens, of any culture or race, of any gender or orientation, in any body, all that we are. Today, we are all a part of this spiritual community.
Thanks, Chris. A little different order in our celebration today with the water ceremony. We're going to do this in a multi-generational fashion. 44 years ago this autumn, women from across the continent gathered to connect and to worship together. And without intending to, a new practice of our Unitarian Universalist faith was born. And this was what was said at the gathering. Chris?
Making our way like rivers from places distant and near, we come together to give shape to a new spirituality. Thank you. For there is no current theology that calls women to strength rather than to support the strength of others, that calls women to action rather than passivity, that calls women to full expression. So we come together to question, to hear, to share, to speak, to inspire, and to celebrate through new rituals, knowing that our energy and our love are transforming. Celebrating now our connectedness, we choose water as our symbol for our empowerment. As rivers and cycle release their waters and regain new beginnings, so do we cycle. For us as women, these beginnings are powerful, but not easy. We still come to create and to celebrate and to live by the only spirituality worthy of our devotion, a spirituality that uplifts, empowers, and connects. The water ceremony was born, and if you'll allow me to mix my metaphors, it caught fire. Women loved the ritual and brought it back to their communities with them. Soon, many of our congregations were using it as a way to gather again after leisurely and informal summer months. Today, we follow suit, bringing forward water from special places to us, water that represents our home and our hopes. Later in our time this morning, this water will be used during our time, honoring the joys and sorrows we carry with us, and then after the water has been purified, it will be used in future child dedications.
We may need a little more amplification. There's a bit more attention for the sound this morning. All is good. So now, please, if you would, please come forward and bring your water to place in either of this morning we have 3 bowls available. And if you are feeling a limited mobility, you can raise your hand and I or someone else will bring your water forward to you. Jen, as you'll be playing in a minute, I'm going to invite you forward to be very early. Rennie is going to help. There we go. There we go.
Oh no, oh no.
Let these bowls of shared water remind us that we are connected to each other by love and need and hope. The safety and well-being of this community and of the larger world depend on the goodwill and dedicated efforts of each one of us. Looks like it's story time next.
Good morning, everyone. I am Jody McIntosh. I'm the Director of Religious Exploration, and I am so happy to see so many children and youth in the congregation this morning. This is wonderful. So I invite anyone young or young at heart who would like to come and join me at the front. And because we've been in service for quite a while already, it's a very short story this morning. And after my story, the children will be sung on their way, as our tradition, down this aisle. And if you make an arch for us when we leave, that would be beautiful. And the children will be starting their new religious exploration classes for the year. So our story today is called All Are Welcome. No matter how you start your day, what you wear when you play, or if you come from far away, all are welcome here. Gather now, let's make art. We'll play music, we'll make art. We'll share stories from the heart. All are welcome here. We're part of a community. Our strength is our diversity, a shelter from adversity. We all are welcome here. We learn from each other. Special talents will uncover. There's a big world to discover. All are welcome here. So much to learn, so much to do, and when the busy day is through, can't wait to come back and start anew. All are welcome here. You have a place here. You have a space here. All you are welcome here. Thank you. We will now sing our children on our way.
With everything else, I forwent, not sure about the verb tense, traditional reading this morning, and then I discovered in a file I hadn't looked at in some time, I found this piece from my colleague and friend Matt Alspa, the Reverend Matt Alspa. I'll share it with you now to begin my brief reflection. A glass of tea sweats a circle of droplets on an old table. Drying, they stain the wood, leaving a ring. Water makes its mark. Deep in the earth in a cave, a drop of water falls each minute. Where it lands, a great pillar of white rock has grown up. Water makes its mark. On the surface above, a stream burbles and flows, carving out potholes in the granite of its bed. Water makes its mark. Along a highway cut, a geologist points out the layers of tan slate, each penny-thin sheet, the memory of a torrential rainstorm eons ago. Water makes its mark. In its network of veins, the blood, salty like the seawater from which we sprang, flows on in cycles, giving life. Water makes its mark. The dark clouds pass on, yielding no rain. Crops wither and drought comes. Famine, migration, violence, and death soon follow. Water makes its mark. A space probe turns its camera toward whence it came, imaging one solitary pixel of light, its color the pale blue of oceans. Water makes its mark. A solitary tear slides down the cheek, a tear of abiding joy, a tear of unending grief. We see and share the deep feeling at its true core. Water makes its mark. Now, I don't know about you, but water, I find, often features in some of my most enduring memories. When I was barely out of my teens, I remember visiting friends of my parents, friends of theirs from university days. Vic and Betty lived in Miami, where he tracked hurricanes for NOAA, the U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. One morning, Vic, his father, and I went canoeing south of Miami, close to the Keys, but not quite yet, in a mangrove forest. The cloudless blue sky was far above, in the heavens, as literally as I can ever imagine. And the whole rest of the world seemingly made up of a horizontal strip no more than 3 or 4 meters thick, the mangrove branches and roots that began above the surface, and then the water, and maybe a meter or so below, the silty, sandy floor. The perspective of being part of such a narrow strip has stayed with me ever since. When I hear the thin layer of our atmosphere that makes life like ours possible, even though when I know what it's like to be in a plane at 37,000 feet, looking down over the expanse, whether it's water or plains or just cloud, that's a bit more abstract. The image that works for me is that memory of that 3 or 4 meter strip. It was like I could reach up to the top of what was imaginable, and I could push down. If I leaned just a little bit out of the canoe, I could touch the silty sand with the tip of my oar. The whole of life was just within or just out of reach. It was so thin. And then in another memory, I don't think I have ever mentioned, it was during my first term in seminary. With the majority of our student body being women, the men's group turned out to be the longest lasting group in the seminary. And each fall, each term, we would take a little trip together, the guys and I. And that first one, we went to a beach one afternoon, actually to a pool. And there, swimming with my friends and various other folks I didn't know, I dived into the water because I like to be underneath, but I misjudged how much air I had taken in. And I thought I was going to break the surface before I took the breath, but I didn't. I ended up taking in water into my lungs. I was able to get out of the pool, and got to the edge and started trying to cough everything up. But if it hadn't been for a quick-witted stranger who knew the Heimlich maneuver, I might not have finished seminary, may not have met the love of my life, might not be here now. When I had coughed out what needed to be coughed out, when I caught my breath, I said to my friend, "Did I thank her, the woman who saved me?" To which my friend Tom replied, "Eric," oh, he laughed, "as soon as you could talk again, that's all you did say. For 10 minutes straight, all we could get out of you was thank you. We love you, but it did get a little old." Yes, water leaves its mark on us. The thing is, we leave our mark on water as well. It took me a while to appreciate, if not even understand that. I remember a day when I was maybe 7 or 8 years old, and I was furious about something. I don't remember what. It was probably my mom wanting me to do something I didn't want to do. We were at the family little garden spot provided by a member of our congregation who was a farmer. And I stormed away to the pond where we got our water to irrigate the garden, and I tried to take out my frustration, my anger on the water of the pond. You can imagine how that went. I punched, kicked, and tried out some childhood swear words, but beyond a couple of ripples, the water remained unchanged. A life lesson, actually. But we, as a species now, have learned that we have been able to make a deep impact on the waters we live nearby and rely upon. Pollution, and now our understanding of the climate crisis from floods and drought impact people across the world. Chris shared some of the words used at the Women's Conference in October of 1980 that gave birth to our water ceremony. Let me add a little more at this time. This is from Carolyn McDade and Lucille Longview. Water is more than simply a metaphor. It is elementary and primary, calling forth feelings of awe and reverence, acknowledging that the ocean is considered by many to be the place from which all life on our planet came. It is the womb of life, and that amniotic waters surround each of us prenatally, and we now realize that this worship service was for us a new story of creation. We choose water as our symbol, the symbol of our empowerment. Water reminds us as it flows together without divisions. Yep, I can see the water I shared versus the water you shared. Can't you? Impossible. Water is many and water is one. Water reminds us as it flows together without divisions that we, too, have more in common with one another than we may commonly think. And water, as a symbol and an elemental reality, clean water is an increasingly precious resource. Those who were here at the time may recall that late last June we heard from 2 speakers who are active in working to promote personhood for the Gatineau River just north of us. When I reached out to them this week to say that, to explain what we would be doing here and to let them know that, inspired by them, I went up to the Gatineau and collected the water that I shared this morning. Sylvia Smith, one of our speakers, had this to say: "I love it. How appropriate and wonderful to start your new year this way. Your congregation is so robust. It's all about the water, isn't it? Without it, we all perish. And then she added, as if we needed more reminder to understand, water is, capital I, capital S. Water is life. And it is. And I will leave you now as we continue in our service by this poem from Lucille Clifton titled, Blessing the Boats. May the tide that is entering even now, the lip of our understanding, carry you out beyond the face of fear. May you kiss the wind, then turn from it, certain that it will love you back. May you open your eyes to water, water waving forever, and may you, in your innocence, sail through this to that. Water leaves its mark. Water leaves its mark on us. So may we, with and by our love, leave our mark as well. Thank you. Thank you, Jen. Each week we pause in our time together in recognition of the joys and sorrows in our lives and across the globe. We honor our celebrations and challenges by placing stones in bowls of water. And we imagine as we place those stones the ripples going out through and past our pews, out into the larger community of all. This morning, Chris, we need the stones back. Sorry. We've got a lot going on this morning. This morning, a stone for gathering as we have on the coldest day of the season, we have come together for warmth. And a stone for Rule and Adele. Adele is in hospital. We hold both of them in our care. Please now come forward if you have joys or sorrows or challenges to honor by placing stones in our bowls of water. Please come forward. That last stone, as always, is in recognition for all that remains in the silent sanctuary of our hearts. A carrying card for Rule and Adele is at the back of the hall for us to sign. Even if you don't yet know them, this is a way for us to extend our care on behalf of those who have given so much of their hearts for this community. And let us move on into a time of stillness and reflection. After several moments, we'll come back together through the gift of song.
I believe in being ready. I believe in being ready. I believe in being ready, for the time is drawing near. Brothers, sisters, please get ready. Brothers, sisters, please get ready. Brothers, sisters, please get ready, for the time is drawing near. Oh, there'll be signs and wonders. Oh, there'll be signs and wonders. Oh, there'll be signs and wonders, for the time is drawing near. We'll turn around and then start over. We'll turn around and just start over. We'll turn around and just start over, for the time is drawing near. I believe in being ready. I believe in being ready. I believe in being ready, for the time is drawing near. I believe in being ready. I believe in being ready. I believe in being ready, for the time is drawing near. For the time is drawing near. For the time is drawing near.
Thanks, Jen. That was Rising Appalachia singing I Believe in Being Ready is the original. You can check it out on YouTube, and you can hear the drums that sometimes go along with it. It's a really lovely piece. I'll invite our ushers to start passing the baskets at this time. Thanks. This congregation has a long history of care, vitality, and bringing people together to move the arc of justice forward. We've been able to live into our hopes and dreams because of the generosity of those within and beyond this community. Whether you are here in Worship Hall or anywhere else, you are part of this community. We rely on one another to keep this congregation vital and resilient. If you have any questions about how you can give or keep up with your pledge, you can go to our website or contact our finance manager. Our gifts are freely given and gratefully received. We dedicate these gifts to the work of this community of faith, serving human wholeness, caring for the planet, upholding religious freedom, welcoming the stranger, loving one another. And in a moment, we will sing together number 126 in our gray hymnal called Come Thou Fount of Every Blessing. The lyrics will be on the screen above. Let us join together in song. Please stand as you are willing and able. 126 in the gray hymnal.
Before we begin to close this time of worship and reflection, a reminder that coffee hour and the barbecue will begin immediately after the service in Fellowship Hall. If you are new here, as I reach for my little aid here, if you are new here or simply welcome a really good conversation today, please pick up a blue mug as you enter Fellowship Hall. Doing so will help. I thought you trained me better than that. Can I go away and hide now? Green, this is green. I think I need to go back to the eye doctor, huh? Forgive me. Speaking of green, leafy greens, courtesy of the good folks of Ajaski, trying to save this, are available to any who would care to like some from the grow towers in the old volunteer room. I thought I had updated that text. This is not a room for old volunteers. It's a room out that door. You'll find it. The air gets fresher. I go there during the week for an oxygen hit. Recommend it for any and all of you. In the same room our food and household items from our grocery support program. And now, we extinguish our chalice this morning to these words adapted from those of Barbara Peskin. We can extinguish this flame now because we know that in each of us glows the truth and the love to help all of us light our way together. May we carry the flame forward wherever the waters of life carry us. Blessed are we, and blessed may we be. Go in peace, go making peace. Can't find it? That'll do. Let us rise once more as we're willing and able and sing our closing song, Spirit of Life. We'll sing it first through in English and the second time through in Marie Odil's translation in French. She's standing right in front of me, so I can say that. Jen?
Sorry to interrupt. We're jumping in with a quick reminder about the barbecue, and we wanted to mention that it is free. The plants, however, are not just grab and take them home, but you can go at the back and buy the plants. Thanks.
Thank you, Chris, and your supporter. While I asked for the amplification to be tweaked, I consider that good competition and sounds of grace. As now we return to the challenge and the joy of helping the world come alive in love, let us go forward with love in our hearts, sowing seeds of justice from our hands and peace with our steps. Go in peace, my friends. Go making peace. Amen.